welcome back to the channel. This is the show where I provide one cheeky response or comical retort on every NHL's team's performances from the day prior. So without further ado, this is November 24th, if you're a fan of NHL Edition. Okay, let's start with my Edmonton Oilers. If you're a fan of the Edmonton Oilers, you win big. Connor McDavid's back. Leon Draisaitl is back, but it's against the Coyotes, so temper your expectations. If you're a fan of the Arizona Coyotes, you gotta go to the games, okay? It's getting weird. You gotta go to the games if you're a fan of the Arizona Coyotes, or you're not gonna have a team anymore. If you're a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs that beat the Kings, nobody cares. Tell me in the playoffs. I won't use that retort too many times. My team is in a similar position. If you're a fan of the Los Angeles Kings, I'm blaming the Chrome Domes. I think that they provide a mirror effect. The opposition can sort of see things that you normally wouldn't get to see. You lost to the Toronto Maple Leafs bad, and I think it's because of your helmets. If you're a fan of the Ottawa Senators, sorry your team teases you with wins. You kind of played just barely bad enough to lose that game against the San Jose Sharks. And all I wrote for San Jose Sharks, if you're a fan of them, is Jake Middleton. 2 huge thumbs up and 1 big right hook for Jake Middleton, his first NHL goal, and an epic fight. One of those classic tussles that we don't see very often anymore. If you're a fan of the Montreal Canadiens, your game started bad and it ended bad, but the middle part was okay. Hey, Caulfield got a goal. That's exciting. If you're a fan of the Washington Capitals, remember back when you lost 3 games in the beginning of the month and everyone was kind of like, oh boy, what's we going to do here, Washington? Yeah, don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. And Ovi a passer? Okay, that's new. First card done. If you're a fan of the Winnipeg Jets, it's time to panic. Is it time to panic? It's probably time to panic. You're a Winnipeg Jets fan, so you're probably already panicking. Lost 4 straight. If you're a fan of the Columbus Blue Jackets, who beat the Winnipeg Jets, Mizerkins, is he the real deal? I think he is. The guy stood on his head. He outdueled Hellebuck, which is always hard to do. So if you're a fan of the Columbus Blue Jackets, hang your hat on that epic starting goalie performance. If you're a fan of the Vancouver Canucks, remember when you beat Winnipeg last week? Sportsnet still has those highlights up. I suggest you just rewatch those until the end of the year. Yeah. If you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Penguins, what are your specialty teams? If you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Penguins, let me pull this up really quick for those of you that don't know. If you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Penguins, your power play percentage is 12 and your PK percentage is 90. Yeah, if you're a fan of the Pittsburgh Penguins, what are your specialty teams? If you're a fan of the Buffalo Sabres, at least you scored first, right? That's pretty nice. That's good. You scored first. But if you're a fan of the Boston Bruins, you scored second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And the perfection line. Yet again, another fantastic performance. We're done with that card. If you're a fan of the Carolina Hurricanes, I really hope you can bounce back from the longest losing streak of your season here. Got 2 games slide under your belts. You're going to be fine. It's a 2-game losing streak. You're going to be okay. If you're a fan of the Seattle Kraken, back-to-back wins against very good opponents. Hang on to that. Your team's probably going to have some more growing pains throughout the season. Hang your hat on these wins and be excited for the future. Jared McCann looks like a stud. If you're a fan of the Colorado Avalanche, can I speak to your manager, please? Can I speak to your manager? Your equipment manager, that is. Your goalie skate blades need to stay on the skates, okay? At all times. Otherwise, things like that will happen. It's 2 games in a row. Kemper lost his skate. Colorado's playing the Ducks. If you're a fan of the Ducks, woo! Woo! That's probably how you're feeling because your season has been a complete roller coaster. Let's see here. We got 6 losses in a row earlier, followed by 8 wins in a row, and now another 3 losses in a row. As somebody who follows the Pacific Division pretty closely, I'm afraid of this team. This is the kind of team that can sweep you in the first round of the playoffs and then get destroyed in the second round and turn your team into Toronto 2.0. Yeah, so those are my insecurities. If you're a fan of the Vegas Golden Knights, Stone had his first goal of the year yesterday. So there's some light at the end of this injury tunnel. After Stone coming back, I mean, look, you only have, 7, 8 guys on injured reserve? It's not bad. Hey, you're trying to get your team back together. The fact that you're still winning games with that many players on injured reserve, though, you're going to be all right. If you're a fan of the Nashville Predators, too little, too late. Try again tomorrow. If you're a fan of the Minnesota Wild, Cam Talbot totally saved your buns yesterday. An absolutely stellar performance. I see why the Minnesota Wild stopped playing in the third period. They thought we have a brick wall and net. We don't have to play anymore. Thankfully, the Wild were still able to clutch out a win for Talbot. He deserved it. And if you're a fan of the Devils, just keep collecting that extra point. Just keep eating up them Bettman points. You eat enough of them Bettman points, you get big enough to go into the playoffs. And unless you're in that division, No chance of you making the playoffs in that division, I'm sorry. If you're a fan of the New York Rangers, are you surprised? Your team is kind of dominating. Is this something you were expecting? Do you think they're going to come back down to earth? I really don't know where to put the New York Rangers right now, but they look really good. And if you're a fan of the New York Islanders, you might as well be dragging a shopping cart through the mud because the wheels are gone. I don't know where the wheels are for the New York Islanders. They're on the Rangers. The Rangers stole your wheels, okay? If you're a fan of the Detroit Red Wings, what are you? What is your team? Are you trying to be in a playoff spot? Are you going to fall down to the bottom of the division? Your goalie played outstanding yesterday. Nedeljkovic. Yes. An absolutely stellar performance by him. And St. Louis, if you're a fan of them, hey, you ran into a hot goalie. That happens. I still think you're a playoff team. Still think you have what it takes. We're done with that card nearly all the way through all the action. If you're a fan of the Philadelphia Flyers, you have got to start playing better for your goalies. I said this yesterday. You make Carter Hart look bad. He's a good goalie. Martin Jones was incredible yesterday, and he still picks up an L. That is unfortunate. The Phillies playing the Florida Panthers. If you're a fan of the Panthers, can I be your head coach? Seriously? Put me back there. I'll win a Jack Adams. I'll win a Jack Adams for crushing a President's Trophy, because it seems like no matter you put back there, you're just going to keep on winning. Well, that's it. I'm out of cards. That was If You Are a Fan Of November 24th edition. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with my hot take, one-line, If You're a Fan Of videos. All right. Catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Let's go! Doing my job.